ever close your eyes and imagine a world with no trees, no animals, and no planet to sustain life forms? Where you were born into a space station and told about the history of this place called Earth and the creatures that roamed there. This is where we are heading. Today I hope to inform you of one of the greatest yet least spoken about worldwide crises. Biodiversity loss. Biodiversity loss is the extinction of human, plant or animals worldwide. Biodiversity loss is a natural occurrence, but humans have caused this rate to speed up to 100 to 1,000 times faster than the natural rate. This number is expected to grow in the coming years. When I was a child, I was told of the sixth extinction. I was told it wasn't going to affect me or anyone else I knew for hundreds of years, that the planet would warm long after I was gone, that the species that live here had always been here and would continue to be here, that it was nothing to worry about as scientists had a plan. It wasn't until 2012 that it really hit me. Humans are buggered if we don't change our ways. Biodiversity loss has always happened and will continue to happen until there is nothing more to lose. My mother was so passionate about the matter, she decided to start a meme page about animals and try to raise awareness about biodiversity loss. To my surprise, it has 29,000 likes, making my mum officially cooler than me. Biodiversity loss is happening now due to three main factors: habitat loss, global warming, and overpopulation. Habitat loss is the process in which a species' natural habitat is unlivable due to the destruction or displacement of organisms. In 2012, in the Amazon rainforest alone, over 200,000 acres were burned every day. That is 100,000 rugby fields per day. It is estimated that within 100 years there will be no rainforest left on our planet. Habitat loss and deforestation are the leading causes of species extinction. Have you ever seen the Lorax? Basically, the Lorax was the guardian of nature who he entrusted Ed Helms to respect. Ed Helms then lets greed overtake his respect for nature, and they wound up with no trees or plant life. Dr. Seuss wrote the Lorax in 1971. That's 47 years ago, and we still make the same mistake as a cartoon character. Another cause of biodiversity loss is climate change. Climate change, thanks to President Trump, is seen as a joke all around the world since he called it out as a hoax and a con job. But in fact, in the last 5 years, the temperature of the month January has been the hottest on record since 1880. Over the past few years, have you seen a lot of media coverage on storms? How they've become more common. Thanks to our good mate climate change, we can expect to see many more storms in the years to come. The planet has increased in temperature by 0.6 degrees in the last century. I know what you're thinking. Dude, that's nothing. But it is. If the planet continues to warm, then many species will reproduce at a slower rate, especially ocean life. Glaciers in places like the Arctic will melt and leave many species homeless and will result in their death. Biodiversity loss is ultimately caused by overpopulation. Did you know that the Earth was originally thought to be able to sustain 4 billion people max? We now have 7 billion people. To put that into perspective, that is 1,600 times the amount of people in New Zealand. By 2050, scientists predict approximately 10 billion people will live on this Earth and that food sources will become more scarce, as not everyone is a vegan or vegetarian. For example, there is only 1.3 billion cows in a world of 7 billion people. When that number of people rises, the number of animal products will fall due to the increase of animal products as food. Bye-bye, K-Fry. I'm scared of growing up with these problems. I'm scared of breathing the air that is contaminated with chemicals. I'm scared of walking into the sun because of the holes in our ozone. When I was a child, I would swim in the rivers before they were labelled "Do not swim," "Unsafe," "Swim at own risk," before algae that bloomed was toxic to human and animals, before E. coli contaminated the streams where I would play. Not many people realise that New Zealand rivers have gone past a point of saving and will be extremely difficult to turn that around. If New Zealand, the 11th cleanest country in the world, is having problems with their clean green environment, then the rest of the globe is in a pickle. When I was a child, I would dream of travelling to the African safari to see the lions as they rest in the hot sun. I would dream of going to the Arctic to see the polar bears and the emperor penguins scuttle around the ice. I would dream to visit the rainforest in Brazil to see the birds and chimps I have only seen photos of. I have never left the country, and I don't know if I will leave before those experiences are taken away from me. Animals go extinct every day, and yet we do not change our ways. So how can we make a change? The first step is to educate people on the real problems. You can make a difference. Stop buying plastic bottles, using plastic bags when grocery shopping, or plastic straws. Reduce, reuse and recycle. Drive less, take a bus or a train, maybe run or walk to your destination to reduce air pollution. Avoid buying heavily packaged products such as big packets of chips carrying little packets inside of them. Read the labels of products and try to avoid ones saying palm oil or vegetable oil, as palm oil comes from the trees and the environments that species such as orangutans and gorillas thrive in. Get behind organisations such as the Ellen DeGeneres Wildlife Fund or the WWF Worldwide Fund for Nature and help to make a change. All of this is happening right before our eyes, but yet we act as if we have all the time in the world.